metal dial and Genta heritage aside, is the IWC Ingenieur 40mm really worth 12 grand? While certainly subjective, we'll be taking a look at a few key components that might explain why IWC asks this price. With Watches and Wonders 2024 having passed 6 months ago, this marks over a year and a half since the release of the new Ingenieur, and over 6 months that it's been in my hands. Well, I guess on my wrist rather. When I say that, I'm not exaggerating. This thing really hasn't left my wrist. The bracelet is comfortable, and sometimes so much so that I don't even realize it's there. This one being made of steel, it goes with almost anything. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to start off by suggesting one watch collection vibes, but it really is a versatile piece. When originally announced at Watches and Wonders, there was so much criticism surrounding the price of this piece, so let's break the value story down into 3 key segments. First of which, construction and finishing. Secondly, the movement. And thirdly, integrated bracelet tax, or whatever alternatives or Genta siblings that might be available out there for purchase, and how this one fares against them. When it comes to the construction and finishing of the Ingenieur, I believe you're getting a lot for the money. This timepiece features both brushed and polished sections of the case and integrated bracelet, while on titanium models, the high polish is exchanged for more natural and brushed finishes, as you'd expect from the material. I mean, after all, this isn't a Laurent Ferrier. Were you really expecting polished titanium? On that note, one thing the IWC has over the Laurent Ferrier Sport is a bracelet that's worthy of the price tag. Closely resembling another Genta design you may have heard of, the Patek Philippe Nautilus, this bracelet has a high polish H center link paired to brushed finished outer links, all forming a bracelet that comfortably wraps around the wrist and comes to a close with a butterfly clasp system signed IWC. The taper of this bracelet makes the piece feel one with your wrist, and its weight seems to disappear, making it a great choice for office or active. The Ingenieur has a grid pattern dial for each wearer's style, from black to green, well, aqua, and a white dial. These dials spice things up for this reboot of Genta's 1976 SL design, and trade period ornate gold finishings for several modern, more technical twists. One of these twists being the addition of crown guards, or as I call them, desktop protectors. Yes, as someone who's terribly clumsy, my Ingenieur has sustained several battle scars at the office during my short period of ownership. The new Ingenieur 40mm also features more defined polygonal screws than the 1970s SL model. You'll find these at several points around the circumference of the bezel. The heart of the new Ingenieur is the Val Fleurier manufactured IWC caliber 32111, a mouthful, and the same movement that's found in the Mark XX pilot's watch, and some other Richemont group pieces. This automatic movement is comprised of 164 components. It has 120 hours or 5 days of power reserve, features hours, minutes, seconds, and a date at 3 o'clock, but you can't see any of it, thanks to the solid case back. Under that solid case back sporting the lightning bolt design motif, the Ingenieur features a soft iron inner case for magnetic field protection, and the movement features an anti-magnetic silicone escapement. This lightning bolt motif may give a little bit of Rolex Milgauss, and that would make perfect sense given the anti-magnetic properties employed both here and in the Milgauss are suitable for ingenieurs, or engineers, that is in my native tongue. So, an on-brand movement, 3-hander automatic with date, class-leading power reserve, and an anti-magnetic inner case. How could you criticize this watch? Well, bro, it's not truly an in-house movement, and Côte de Genève you can't even see? Come on. Okay, I get that. Finally, we found something that Laurent Ferrier does much better for only $43,795 US more. Sorry, I'm not trying to knock Laurent Ferrier here. I'm just jealous, that's really all. I tried on a sport model whilst I was visiting a friend in Denver recently, and I just can't stop lusting. That, coupled with my local watch group having a few floating around, I just can't get over it. But for now, I'll stop projecting. With the self-induced Laurent Ferrier embargo for this video, let's move on to the integrated bracelet heroes, and even more chiefly, those designed by Genta. First came the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak in 1970. Then the Patek Philippe Nautilus in 1976. In that same year, Genta worked with IWC to design the predecessor to this beauty, the Ingenieur SL, as previously mentioned. The first two of the three are classified as legends by watch collectors and are now perpetuated in popularity by hypebeasts, both models earning the label of hype watch in recent years. All of this begs the question, what if you aren't cut from the same cloth of financial prestige as what's required to procure one of these elite pieces? Well, the new Ingenieur's DNA is more Royal Oak and Nautilus than it is Tissot PRX, so by that logic alone, this sounds like a good middle ground to me. Not to mention, MSRP of a new Ingenieur in steel is $8,094 lower than the lowest priced Royal Oak and $18,299 lower than the lowest priced Nautilus, according to Chrono24 at the time of making this video. If you want to complete the Holy Trinity and include Vacheron Constantin overseas models, you stand to save money still, especially once you factor in the new watch warranty on the IWC and the cost of servicing and repair on that old Vacheron. As in the $12,000 price range, that's all you'll be able to get your hands on anyway. More importantly, what do you think? All of this in mind, is the new IWC Ingenieur 40mm worth nearly $12,000? If so, as an enabler, I ask, what are you waiting for? And if not, what would you buy instead? Leave a comment below and let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, consider liking it and subscribing to my channel.